If you were looking for a Halloween theme, this painting is for you. So I'm taking my medium round brush and I'm starting with white on kind of the top left-hand side of my sky. And then I'm starting to swirl outwards. We're doing another radiating sunset, working from bright white all the way to a darker yellow and then finally orange. I am not washing my brush in between these steps to help it blend. And keep working out until you get to the corners where it should be the darkest orange. I love this combination. Then I'm going back in with just white and kind of blending in where that yellow meets the orange and adding some radiating lines coming outward because we're going to dry it for this step. I want to make my sky glow. I love this glow in the dark paint. So I'm going to make my moon shine the brightest, and then I'm adding it to those white lines I blended into the sky. This is a clear coat, so you want to do this first. When it dries, you won't really be able to see it, and then dry it for this next step completely because I'm going to take my medium round brush again and add a black line, not perfectly straight, it's kind of curved at the one end, and fill it in for ground cover. We are going to plant a spooky tree. So I'm taking my brush and making a black line going up. He's kind of curved and a little thicker at the bottom for a trunk. Then you can start adding branches. Notice I'm making them like V's and then doing kind of crookedy lines coming out. I'm going to take a detail brush and make this one pretty detailed. This is a good one to practice branches on because we aren't going to have any leaves to hide the ones you don't like. So I'm adding a whole bunch of different ones. They're almost like ziggy-zaggy lines, but not quite. More spooky. Don't be afraid to bring them out in front of your moon so it looks like it's behind the tree. See, I'm going to have one that comes really far. There we go. You can make it as detailed or as simple as you want, but I always say the more detailed, the better. I'm even going to add a little bat. There's a little circle head, 2 wings. So cute. And then I'm going to take a little bit of white then and add a tiny highlight to our tree. Now, beside the tree, we're going to review how to do a pumpkin. I'm going to take some orange and black paint mixed together for a darker orange and make a teardrop shape and fill that in. Then I'm going to do a C shape coming off from that teardrop for one side of the pumpkin and a backward C on the other side. He's just going to be a tiny one, so fill that in as well. I dried it and then I did a second coat so he didn't look quite as see-through. And don't forget to add some black shading to those curves. I just did 2 curves in the middle around the teardrop and then the outside. And to make him stand out, take a detail brush and do a black outline. Don't worry too much about the bottom, but we do want to give him a stem. So we're just doing that there. Looks like a little top hat. And of course, don't forget highlights. Even though this is a silhouette painting, I always like to add some pops of white to make it look round. Now we're going to do some grass again. We're going to use the fan brush method with a little bit of black paint. I'm very lightly pulling up from the bottom. Don't forget to go in front of your pumpkin there. You do not need a whole lot of paint. Very light touch. Always going up from the bottom. Never do your grass from top to bottom because it'll look upside down. Only ever pull up. And I'm also going to add some highlights to my grass. We didn't do this in the other paintings yet, but I added some white pops and then a little bit of black over top to blend it in. Very cool. Okay. Oh, another type of grass you can do is turn your fan brush to the side and just do a couple light strokes upward. You don't want to do too many of these, but you can do some taller grasses that way. Now in my night sky, even though it's a bright sky, I still want there to be stars, so I'm taking my toothpick and a little bit of white and dotting stars in around the outside wherever I want them. And of course, because we're doing a glow painting, I'm going back in with my detail brush after they're dry and just dotting on some bits of glow-in-the-dark paint. Don't forget some highlights on your bat. And, oh, don't forget your vines. Just do some swirly lines coming out from the side of your stem on your pumpkin. It's all in the details. And there's an easy, I won't say it's as easy as the other ones, but it's a fun one, especially if you want to review. I even added a face to my pumpkin when it's glow in the dark. And there you go. Have fun.